Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Sometimes the best move you can make is no move at all. Sometimes the smartest thing you can say is nothing at all. Now, I know that might sound strange in a world where everybody's rushing to talk, to prove something, to be heard, but let me tell you, success, growth, and even peace of mind come not when you're the loudest in the room, but when you learn to stay silent and let things unfold naturally. Silence is power. In a world where everyone is rushing to speak, to be heard, to prove themselves, the ones who truly hold power are those who know when to stay quiet. People often mistake noise for strength, thinking that the louder they are, the more respect they command. But true power isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about knowing when to listen, when to observe, and when to let your actions speak for you. Look at the most successful people in the world. They don't waste time explaining themselves to those who don't matter. They don't argue with every critic and they don't react to every little thing thrown their way. Instead, they move in silence, they strategize, and they execute. When you learn to embrace silence, you start to understand the value of keeping your energy reserved for the right moments. Too many people give away their power by talking too much, revealing too much, and reacting too quickly. There's a reason why people say real G's move in silence. It's because the ones who are truly in control don't feel the need to prove it with words. They let their results do the talking. Think about it. When you walk into a room and someone is overly loud, constantly talking about themselves, trying to dominate the conversation, do they seem powerful? Or do they seem like they're trying too hard? On the other hand, when someone walks in, carries themselves with confidence, listens more than they speak, and chooses their words carefully, they command respect without, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Sometimes the best move you can make is no move at all. Sometimes the smartest thing you can say is nothing at all. Now, I know that might sound strange in a world where everybody's rushing to talk, to prove something, to be heard, but let me tell you, success, growth, and even peace of mind come not when you're the loudest in the room, but when you learn to stay silent and let things unfold naturally. Silence is power. In a world where everyone is rushing to speak, to be heard, to prove themselves, the ones who truly hold power are those who know when to stay quiet. People often mistake noise for strength, thinking that the louder they are, the more respect they command. But true power isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about knowing when to listen, when to observe, and when to let your actions speak for you. Look at the most successful people in the world. They don't waste time explaining themselves to those who don't matter. They don't argue with every critic and they don't react to every little thing thrown their way. Instead, they move in silence, they strategize, and they execute. When you learn to embrace silence, you start to understand the value of keeping your energy reserved for the right moments. Too many people give away their power by talking too much, revealing too much, and reacting too quickly. There's a reason why people say real G's move in silence. It's because the ones who are truly in control don't feel the need to prove it with words. They let their results do the talking. Think about it. When you walk into a room and someone is overly loud, constantly talking about themselves, trying to dominate the conversation, do they seem powerful? Or do they seem like they're trying too hard? On the other hand, when someone walks in, carries themselves with confidence, listens more than they speak, and chooses their words carefully, they command respect without even asking for it. That's power. Silence is also a tool for understanding. When you stop talking and start listening, you begin to see things differently. You start picking up on details that others miss. You notice patterns, body language, and unspoken messages. This gives you an advantage because while everyone else is busy making noise, you're gathering information, preparing and positioning yourself to make the right moves at the right time. The most dangerous opponent in any situation is not the one who is the loudest. It's the one who watches, learns, and strikes when the time is right. Silence teaches discipline. It keeps you from making emotional decisions, from saying things you'll regret, and from engaging in pointless conflicts. The ability to stay quiet in the face of negativity, doubt, or criticism is a sign of true strength. When people try to pull you into drama or negativity, your silence is what sets you apart. It shows that you are in control of yourself, your emotions, and your future. The most powerful transformations happen in silence. Think about a seed growing underground before it breaks through the soil. Think about a caterpillar transforming inside a cocoon before it emerges as a butterfly. Growth, preparation, and success don't happen out in the open for everyone to see. They happen in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Silence is not weakness. It is the foundation of real power. Patience brings success. In a world that moves fast, where people want instant results and immediate gratification, patience has become one of the most underrated qualities of success. People rush into things expecting overnight success, and when things don't happen as quickly as they want, they give up or start doubting themselves. But the truth is, nothing great happens instantly. Everything worthwhile takes time. And those who understand the power of patience are the ones who truly win in the long run. Look at nature. A tree doesn't grow to its full height in a day. It takes years of steady growth, seasons of change, and deep roots forming underground before it becomes strong enough to stand tall. The same principle applies to life. The most successful people didn't get there because they rushed the process. They got there because they stayed patient, worked consistently, and trusted that their time would come. Patience is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who burn out quickly. It allows you to build something real, something strong, something that lasts. A lot of people get discouraged when they don't see immediate results. They start questioning if they're on the right path, if they're good enough, if they should just quit. But the people who understand patience know that just because you can't see progress right away doesn't mean it's not happening. Sometimes the work you put in today won't show results for months or even years, but that doesn't mean it's wasted. Every effort, every small step, every lesson learned is adding up to something greater. Patience isn't about waiting and doing nothing. It's about working, growing, and staying focused, even when you don't see instant rewards. It's about trusting the process and understanding that success is not a straight path. There will be setbacks, delays, and moments when it feels like nothing is moving forward. But those who keep going, who stay patient and persistent, are the ones who eventually reach their goals. Think about the people who make it to the top in any field. Athletes train for years before they become champions. Entrepreneurs spend countless hours building businesses before they see real profit. Artists work on their craft for a long time before they are recognized. None of them got there because they rushed the process. They got there because they stayed patient and kept putting in the work even when nobody was watching. Impatience leads to mistakes. It makes people settle for less, take shortcuts, or give up too soon. But patience allows you to develop real skill, build strong foundations, and make the right moves at the right time. It gives you the ability to handle pressure, to stay calm in difficult situations, and to make better decisions. When you learn to embrace patience, you stop stressing over things that aren't happening fast enough. You stop comparing your journey to others, and you start focusing on what really matters, becoming the best version of yourself and trusting that everything will come together when it's meant to. Some of the biggest blessings in life take time to reveal themselves. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, give it sunlight, and trust that it will sprout when the time is right. Life works the same way. The effort you put in today is not wasted. It's preparing you for something bigger. The key is to stay patient, keep working, and trust that what's meant for you is already on its way. Move in silence. In a world where people feel the need to broadcast every step of their journey, there is power in keeping things to yourself. Social media has made it easy for people to share every detail of their lives, every success, every plan, every move before it even happens. But the truth is, not everything needs to be announced. Some of the most successful people understand the importance of working quietly and letting their results speak for themselves. When you move in silence, you eliminate unnecessary distractions. The moment you start talking about your plans, you invite opinions, criticism, and sometimes even negativity. Not everyone wants to see you win. Some people will discourage you, not because your dream is impossible, but because they don't believe they can achieve it themselves. They will project their fears onto you, making you doubt yourself. Others might pretend to support you, but behind closed doors, they are hoping you fail. By keeping your plans to yourself, you protect your energy and stay focused on what truly matters. Moving in silence also allows you to work without pressure. When you announce your goals too soon, you create expectations, and suddenly people start watching your every move. If things don't go as planned, you feel the weight of their judgment. This unnecessary pressure can slow you down, make you second guess yourself, and sometimes even push you into making rushed decisions. But when you keep things private, you move at your own pace. You have the freedom to make mistakes, to adjust your strategy, to learn without the noise of outside opinions. There is also a psychological advantage to silence. When people don't know your next move, they can't interfere with it. They can't sabotage what they don't see coming. They can't copy what they don't know exists. Many times, opportunities slip away because they were shared too soon. A business idea, a career move, a personal goal, if shared with the wrong people, it can be stolen, blocked, or discouraged before it even has a chance to. The element of surprise is a powerful tool. When you move in silence, you control the narrative. You decide when to reveal your success on your own terms. The strongest individuals, the ones who truly make an impact, understand the importance of silence. They work in the background, grinding, improving, mastering their craft, so that when they finally step into the spotlight, their success speaks for itself. They don't waste time proving themselves with words because their results do the talking. Silence is also a form of discipline. It teaches patience, self-control, and focus. It keeps you from reacting to negativity, from engaging in unnecessary arguments, and from getting caught up in distractions. When you move in silence, you train yourself to trust the process. You learn to value action over words, progress over validation. You stop seeking approval from others and start working for something bigger than recognition. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Too many people waste time trying to justify their actions, their dreams, their choices, and their success to people who don't even have their best interests at heart. The need to explain yourself to others often comes from a desire for validation, but the truth is, not everyone is meant to understand your journey. The more time you spend explaining yourself, the less time you spend actually moving forward. People will judge you no matter what you do. If you take a risk, they'll call you reckless. If you play it safe, they'll call you scared. If you succeed, they'll say you got lucky. If you fail, they'll say they knew it all along. No matter how much you explain, some people will never see things the way you do because they are not meant to. Your vision was given to you, not them. Your journey is yours to walk, and not everyone needs to understand it. The moment you accept this, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of trying to prove yourself to people who will never truly support you. Explanations are often a waste of time because most people don't actually want to understand. They just want to argue, criticize, or bring you down. When you start explaining yourself, you give them control over your decisions. You start making choices based on what will make sense to them instead of what is right for you. You begin second-guessing yourself, wondering if they might be right, even when deep down you know your path is the right. This is how people end up living a life that doesn't even belong to them, trying to please others, meet their expectations, and fit into a mold that was never meant for them in the first place. The strongest people, the ones who truly succeed, don't waste time explaining themselves. They move with confidence, knowing that their actions will speak louder than any words ever could. They understand that results are the only explanation they need. Instead of telling people what they are going to do, they just do it. Instead of debating their choices, they let success be their response. Instead of convincing people that they are on the right path, they simply walk it and let time prove them right. When you stop explaining yourself, you reclaim your energy. You stop seeking approval from people who don't matter, and you start focusing on what truly does. You gain peace because you no longer feel the need to defend yourself at every turn. You build strength because you learn to trust yourself instead of looking for reassurance from others. You gain freedom because you finally understand that your life is yours to live, not to be constantly explained or justified to others. Stay focused, not distracted, in a world filled with noise, endless entertainment, and constant comparisons. The ability to stay focused is one of the most valuable skills you can have. Everyday distractions are pulling people away from their goals. Social media, negative influences, meaningless arguments, and the pressure to keep up with others. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is focus. The ones who achieve their dreams are the ones who learn to shut out the noise and keep their eyes on what truly matters. Distractions come in many forms, and most of them don't even seem harmful at first. They come disguised as entertainment, harmless conversations, and temporary pleasures. A few minutes scrolling through social media turns into an hour. A quick chat with the wrong people turns into wasted energy on negativity. A small doubt creeps into your mind, and before you know it, you've convinced yourself to stop trying. The most dangerous distractions are the ones that feel comfortable, the ones that seem innocent, the ones that don't look like distractions until you realize you've lost time you can never get back. Success requires discipline. It requires the ability to say no to things that don't serve your purpose. It requires the strength to walk away from people, places, and habits that slow you down. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every argument is worth responding to. Not every trend is worth following. The more time you spend focused on things that don't matter, the less time you have to build the life you want. Every second you give to distractions is a second you take away from your dreams. One of the biggest distractions is comparison. Too many people spend their time watching others instead of working on themselves. They see someone else succeeding and feel like they are falling behind. They start questioning their own path, wondering if they should change direction just to keep up. But success is not a race against others. It is a personal journey. The only way to truly win is to focus on your own progress, your own growth. Looking at someone else's success should not make you doubt yourself. It should inspire you to keep going. Another major distraction is negativity. People who constantly complain, criticize, and bring drama into your life are distractions in human form. They drain your energy, fill your mind with doubt, and pull you away from your purpose. The more time you spend engaging with negativity, the less time you have for productivity. Protect your mind. Protect your peace, and protect your focus by being selective about who and what you give your energy to. Staying focused requires intention. It means setting clear goals and reminding yourself why you started in the first place. It means eliminating anything that does not align with your vision. It means creating habits that keep you on track and surrounding yourself with people who push you forward instead of holding you back. It means choosing discipline over distraction, purpose over pleasure, and long-term success over short-term comfort. The world is designed to pull you in 100 different directions, but the ones who make it are the ones who stay locked in on their mission. They don't let small things steal their time. They don't let doubt take over their mind. They don't let distractions take them away from what truly matters. They understand that focus is the key to turning dreams into reality. Trust the process. Too many people give up too soon because they don't see immediate results. They plant a seed, and when they don't see it grow right away, they assume it's not working. But what they don't realize is that just because they can't see progress doesn't mean it's not happening. Some of the biggest breakthroughs come after seasons of waiting, working, and believing. When it looks like nothing is changing, the ones who succeed are not always the smartest, the most talented, or the most privileged. They are the ones who trust the process and refuse to quit. Everything worthwhile takes time. A strong foundation isn't built overnight. The skills, knowledge, and experience required for success don't appear instantly. Every challenge, every setback, and every delay is shaping you into the person you need to become for the success you're working toward. There will be moments when you feel stuck, moments when you wonder if you're wasting your time, moments when you're tempted to take shortcuts just to speed things up. But trusting the process means understanding that the journey is just as important as the destination. Every step, no matter how small, is part of something bigger. Doubt is one of the biggest enemies of progress. When things don't happen fast enough, the mind starts creating stories. Maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should try something else. But doubt is just fear in disguise. It's the voice that tries to keep you from seeing what's possible. The only way to silence doubt is to keep going. Keep showing up, keep doing the work, keep believing even when you don't have all the answers yet. Every successful person had moments of doubt, but they didn't let it stop them. They trusted that if they stayed consistent, if they kept learning, if they remained patient, everything would fall into place. Setbacks are part of the process. Too many people see failure as a sign to stop, when in reality, it's just a lesson preparing them for what's next. The road to success is filled with obstacles, but each one serves a purpose. A closed door might be redirecting you to something better. A delay might be protecting you from moving too soon. A mistake might be teaching you a skill that will help you later. Everything happens for a reason, even when that reason isn't clear right away. Trusting the process means understanding that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey to success. Growth happens in the waiting period. Just because you don't have what you want yet doesn't mean you're not making progress. Sometimes you're being prepared for what's coming. The challenges you face today are shaping you into the person who can handle the blessings waiting for you. The work you put in now, even when no one is watching, is laying the foundation for the future. If you rush the process, you risk being unprepared for the success that's meant for you. There will be moments when you feel like quitting, when you question if it's all worth it, but remember why you started. Remember that everything you've been working for is already on its way. The only thing standing between you and your success is time. Keep going, keep believing, and trust that everything will come together exactly as it's supposed to. Your time is coming. Stay patient, stay faithful, and when the moment is right, everything you've been working for will be yours.